this was a very, very good chapter of One Piece. This chapter of One Piece had some amazing scene direction, some amazing paneling. It was like I was watching a movie. It was already like that last chapter. It started with the Zoro and King shit. Like I told you, with the falling debris that was in fire. And Zoro was attacking with his Getsugas and shit. I already told you, the movie quality panel was like last chapter. I didn't describe it like that, but it's that now. There's like this scene. Right after the beginning of King's menacing onslaught of Zoro, with Enma not behaving. Basically, after Zoro, it's actually kind of confusing whether or not Zoro attacks King willingly when he stabs him with his sword, or if that was Enma. I just kind of went ahead and said it was more than likely Zoro, because after we get back from the Sanji stuff I'm about to talk about, there was no indication that was like, why did you attack him? Not that I remember. I'm going to go through the chapter while I'm talking, and I'll see. But after all that happens, Zoro, King explodes. We get to Sanji and Queen, where they last left off, and Sanji was talking to Zoro on the transponder snail. Queen's basically, you know, geeking his homeboy up, even though he doesn't like his ass. He's geeking his man's up, his partner up, like, hey, Pirate Hunter can't do it. Zoro can't do it. Or maybe he's underestimating Zoro, or maybe he did scale Zoro. He saw what he could do, and he doesn't know this power up Zoro's about to get. He doesn't know it's about to really happen. You know, he doesn't know yet. So maybe he was somewhat right in his scaling of Zoro, but he's telling him that, like, you know, King's a Lunarian and all this shit. He was saying that, well, we didn't know up until now, they can survive in all habitats. We didn't know that up until this chapter. But what was so good about it was just the scene direction when it was like a movie. Like, Zoro's in this really intense situation. King blows up. It's like, oh my god, fuck. We cut to Sanji. I'm like, no, I wanted more Zoro. And it's just Queen talking to Sanji. I'm okay, what is this? This is where it last left off. And he was like, there must be Pirate Hunter on the other end of that transponder snail. And the size difference between Sanji and Queen, size doesn't matter. Sanji's strong. He's just as strong as Queen, but it's just like the foes you're facing. Oda's, he's reminding you the scaling of the stakes, the challenge they're taking on. The Straw Hats are that, but these guys are still, these are Kaido's top two. These are his top two. You feel me? That's what I took from it. I'm not saying like that's just what these are the top two, focus on that. But that's really what I was feeling like wow, Sanji is really taking on like this fucking, like, after this is all said and done, like the road is almost there, like they're almost there, like the road is getting shorter, there's less miles on that bitch, let's go. That's what I was feeling when I was watching Sanji faced up against a big ass, like the difference was like this. Sanji's all the way over here, and then Queen's like, oh, excuse me, Queen's like this, and then he's standing like, yo, we bring further back. That's how small Sanji is, dude. He's little as shit. Sanji's small as fuck. And he's taking that boy on. That was some great paneling. And it cut back to Zoro after Queen hilariously was like, how can you want to know how they can adapt, live in all environments, or whatever the fuck he said. It was like, we're not gonna read that history book. They're gonna read that history book. Mouth beam. That was good. That was really good. I like that. And then it cut back to Zoro, and that's what really made it movie-like, because it's like, so you got the Wings of the Pirate King. This is kind of like the Wings of the Pirate King arc. They're in their most intense moments. You know, Zoro's entering his, Sanji entered his after he went through the body transformation shit. So Sanji went through his already. His fight still goes on. And imagine this is like in the anime or in a movie or some shit. The screen's pedaling across them real slow, like Sanji. Like, you know, he's standing there and you see Queen in front of Sanji, but he's way fucking bigger type shit. And then you see him talking. It's cutting to their faces. It's cutting to him talking. And the music is real intense. It's dark. And then it cuts back to Zoro. He's in an intense battle, just getting like, he still hasn't had his power up yet. So he's still on the back burner. Sanji's okay. How is Zoro gonna come out of this situation as this Wing of the Pirate King? That is really, really good. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. What other notes did I have? Oh yeah, there was a lot of mention. I don't even remember where it was mentioned in this. I should have wrote a page number down, but there was a lot of mentioning of armament hockey. There has been in these last few chapters. I don't know where it was mentioned in this chapter. Those notes might have been for last chapter, but either way, they still have been mentioning it. Like anybody who's been all you guys read, like I know you guys have seen the word armament hockey, like the term pop up a few times. Like it's being referenced a lot. I wonder if we're getting like an armament hockey upgrade soon via Zoro, because he is the most skilled at Armament Hockey. We got like an SBS or something. It was like Luffy's like the Conqueror's hockey, you know, savant. Sanji would be observation, and Zoro would be armament in terms of in the Straw Hat Pirates crew. Mind you, I did peep that Zoro seemed to be infusing his blades with Conqueror's hockey at the end. There was like a little ba-ding sound effect next to his eye, which gave me like the indication that it was Conqueror's hockey in his blades as well, just like how we saw Roger do it. Yeah, I didn't dwell on it too long because I wanted to try this new style of review where I'm not necessarily talking about every single thing I see in a chapter, because I know you guys have seen the chapter too if you're watching the review, just more so the things that I thought were most interesting or that I had more questions about. Let me know how you guys like this style, or if you want me to cover every single thing in the chapter or do more live reactions. So I'm wondering if we're going to get something for Armament, because we have Future Sight for observation. We have Conqueror's infused attacks for Conqueror's hockey. We don't really have anything for Armament. You got fucking Virgo, full body Armament hockey. Like, maybe Zoro does that. But yeah, we get into more Zoro stuff. We get an entire Zoro flashback. More Zoro flashback. And I have a feeling we're gonna be getting more Zoro flashback. Not even a feeling. We're getting more Zoro flashback. Like, now we're starting to get these revelations that they're gonna start being unraveled. Because Zoro, what was really interesting is, and I can actually relate to this, like I have a really good memory. A lot of you probably have really good memories. There have been plenty of times where I'll just be really deep in thought, and I pulled up memories I haven't thought of in years. Like, I would have never thought to remember that shit, and I wouldn't have thought about it if I just wasn't, you know, in my thoughts just memory surfing type shit. And Zoro gets into this instance here in this fight, and he just casually remembers, like, oh wait, the name of the sword was Enma. You feel me? Like, it made sense to me. Like, I don't know how much more that was hinted at. I don't think that was ever hinted at. I didn't catch it if it was. You guys got to remember, just caught up. I'm a little new, but I know my stuff to a degree, and I kind of take pride in that. Yeah, so we get the revelation that Shimatsuki was the one that made Enma. Zoro remembers it, like just via memory. He's on the ground, flashbacks after he got stabbed because Enma's fucking up. Enma got him fucked up by King's ugly ass. I'm sorry, King is really fucking ugly. King is hideous, bro. Like, oh my god, like when he does that fucking Imperial Pride steak shit, that shit is an abomination to anything that thought it was ugly. Like, if you thought you were ugly, go on Tinder right now, because this motherfucker walking around doing this shit, this dude is ugly as shit. Like, oh my god, King is so fucking ugly. But and then it's more simple shit. Like, you feel me? It's simple. It's something that one would not think if they already got told about this cursed sword shit. Because the solution to handling Enma is to not be afraid of it. If you're really a worthy swordsman, as Zoro, as strong as you are, as what your technique is, whatever stacks up on that worthiness. If you're worthy enough to wield a weapon like that, holding yourself back by trying to tame it because you heard it was cursed, the weapon is not going to respond to you the right way. If this is basically how I was explaining, you're trying to hold it back with your hockey, you're trying to do this tug of war shit, but that shit comes out of fear. So it defeats the purpose of having a legendary weapon in the first place. Yeah, so I'm still a little confused on, like, now that I'm rereading it, on how the backdraw of the hockey getting pulled on is not affecting Zoro. I'm still a little confused on that. Because Zoro says here, even with so much hockey being drained away, Odin wielded you as though you were as light as a feather. So I was thinking originally, and this is all on the fly, sorry. I was thinking originally, like, it had something more to do with, like, not even regarding hockey at all. Like, just the blade itself, if you're a worthy swordsman. Like, if you wield the blade and try and do the tug of war with the hockey, then it would fuck you up. But if you wielded it as light as a feather, there would be no backdrops, and then you and the blade would, like, merge together. But no, Zoro says here, even with so much hockey being drained away, and that's why it says if he keeps exuding it at this level, it'll kill him. But then Zoro goes to say, no, that's perfect. And then, you know, his Conqueror activates and whatnot, and he's still ignorant to it, which is kind of funny. Zoro, every time Zoro uses Conqueror's haki, or it's referenced around him, he's like ignorant, completely oblivious to what's going on. And they keep doing that in the anime too. So that I like that. Like, what if Zoro just never finds out he has Conqueror's haki? Zoro goes and said that's perfect when like he says he'll die if he keeps exuding his haki at this level. So that means he doesn't plan on adjusting the amount of haki. He's just gonna wield the blade as light as a feather with no intentions of dying, I guess. But even though he said it'll kill him, I'm not actually. What do you guys think? You guys can actually help me out in the comments. Help me try to help explain to me how Zoro is getting this boost from wielding the sword different. I'm gonna read it some more on my own too. We're gonna work together on this. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a little help on that. But yeah, we got an interesting line from Zoro at the end. I don't want to focus too much on that. I gotta keep a promise to my captain and my best friend. I thought he was talking about Sanji the first time I read that. But I'm pretty sure he's talking about Kuina, because she was the one who we were having the flashbacks with most recently to this scene. Zoro wasn't even thinking about Sanji. He was really trying to get off the phone with his ass. And then to Luffy, of course. But that's it for today's discussion, guys. Yeah, my entire thing with this chapter was just where are we gonna go from here? Like, how is Zoro gonna even power up? Like, I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not sure how that's supposed to go. But hey, we'll look more into it later. I'll be getting back with you guys probably in a couple days. We'll do some more shit. But all right, man.